Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name's GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another video here today on the channel, where today, guys, we're going through all of the Season 3 challenges, taking a look at each of them. I'm going to give you guys my tips and tricks for all of them, because some of them are really annoying and some of them are pretty easy. So I'm just going to go through and let you guys know exactly everything that I did in order to get these challenges done pretty quickly. So we're going to start off, obviously, with the challenges, and this is obviously for season 3. You get a pretty badass master calling card. It's like a Godzilla Megaton, it looks like, which is pretty cool. But anyways, let's go through each of these in order. So you unlock one every 10 levels. Flock of birds you unlock immediately, and then salvageable you unlock at 190 as you're ranking up to prestige master. So the first one, flock of birds, earn 50 kills with the chopper gunner at any exfil site. So what you want to do for this one is buy a chopper gunner. You can go ahead and use that chopper gunner to kill as many zombies as possible. And then if you end up not getting 50 kills, it's okay, because you can do it in the next game. You just have to get a total of 50. Or if you decide you want to do it in the same game, go buy another chopper gunner, get more kills with it, get 50. And even if you don't exfil successfully, but you get the 50 kills with a chopper gunner, it will still count, which is really nice. Next up is don't look back. And in Outbreak, kill 25 enemies with vehicle explosions. So this one did take a little bit of finagling in order to get. For some reason, some cars just didn't work and others did. Now, ones that worked for me every single time were the new dune buggies, as well as the big cargo trucks that got added with season 3. Those seem to work for me every single time. So what I would recommend doing is parking it in a big open area, running around the map and getting as many zombies as possible to follow you around, and then blow up the car or truck or whatever it is, whatever vehicle, when those zombies are right next to it. And I finished this by blowing up 3 cars. That's it, because you can get a lot of zombies together and finish this one. Now, sometimes it will not work for using a regular car or a motorcycle or anything like that. So sometimes it's a little weird, but I would recommend using the new cargo truck specifically, because that one seems to work every time. Next up, guys, gun show, kill 100 enemies with the fist. You can do this at the start of a game. It's really easy. It does take 2 punches at round 2. Round 3, it will take 2 punches as well. And then round 4, I believe it starts taking 3 punches. So what I would recommend you guys do for this one is just restart your game and try to do this in one game. It's really not that hard, but if you find yourself having trouble, then just restart a couple games really quickly and you can get this one done really fast. Next up is hard day's work. In Outbreak, complete 5 objectives and exfil successfully. So this one, if you're not that great at Outbreak, get a team to play. You can even play public matches, because I'm sure there's people that want to get to at least exfil on round 5. I wouldn't say this is too hard, but definitely if you have friends that you enjoy playing with, then it would make Outbreak a lot more fun. Next up is 2 is better than 1. Get 500 eliminations using a weapon with dual wield attachment. So dual wield is an attachment, and I would recommend using the Demented. These are the burst pistols. They're by far the best dual wield weapons in the game, so I'd highly recommend that you guys use this. The ballistic knife unfortunately does not count as a dual wield weapon. Use the Demented and you will not be stirred wrong. Next up is a Lord of the Horde. Have 3 brain rotted enemies under control at once. So for this one, I actually got this one by accident when I was using elemental pop. So if you end up getting elemental pop in any of your games, just go for this and you should be able to get it in time, no problem. Next up is electric cherry pop. Stun 25 enemies by reloading with the tier 5 elemental pop perk. So this one's really easy. All you want to do is get down to you have 1 shot left in your weapon. I was doing the Demented at the same time as doing this one, so I would reload my Demented and just make sure that I was basically in the middle of a horde, and all those zombies would get stunned, and you could finish this reloading twice. It's that easy. Super easy. Probably the easiest challenge out of this entire season. Next up is immovable object in Outbreak. Kill 5 special or elite enemies by running them over with vehicles. So for this one, I ended up actually restarting to get manglers. And what I would do is I would shoot the mangler and get it down to about a quarter health, sometimes even half. And I would just find a car and ram into it. Sometimes you don't kill it right away, you got to do it again. And sometimes he'll like shoot the car and blow it up and you can go down. That happened to me once. Overall, I would just say like just get them down to low health. Even megatons are pretty easy to kill as well with vehicles, but you may need to ram them more than once. The cargo truck and the Jeep are the ones that I would recommend for this one. Next up is Hedgehog's Dilemma. Kill 50 enemies that hit you while tier 3 of Frenzied Guard is active. So if you guys don't really know how tier 3 of Frenzied Guard works, basically when a zombie touches you while you activate Frenzied Guard, they'll actually die. So what you want to do is activate this and then start moving towards the zombies that are coming to hit you, and they'll die. You should be able to finish this one in one game, probably like 3 or 4 activations of Frenzied Guard, as long as you have a good group of zombies. Do not, and I repeat, do not activate this when you're in the middle of a horde, because you will go down, and that is not a good idea. So just run towards the zombies that are coming to you. They'll be slowed if you have it tier 5. It's really not that hard of a challenge. Next up is Deadeye. Get 500 eliminations with sniper rifles. We have the brand new Swiss K31, I believe it's called, sniper that just got added into the game. You can unlock it at tier 31 in the battle pass. So if you want to rank up that sniper, the new one, you can use this, or you could use the ZRG that just got unlocked later on in season 2 a few weeks back. You can use that as well. Getting 500 kills with sniper rifles is pretty easy in zombies. They're not the best. If you feel like you need to like be really good with snipers, I recommend using the Tundra, because that one has the most like penetration damage and will get you collaterals instead of just one kill at a time, like the ZRG or the M82 snipers, which are by far the worst guns in the game. Alright guys, let's go to Untouchable. An Outbreak complete an escort objective without the rover taking any damage. Now this one was pretty tough. I ended up getting my friend to help me out with this one. So what you want to do is you want to start escorting the rover, and as soon as you see zombies spawn, run immediately away from the rover and kill all the zombies. And just keep repeating that process. It's a lot easier when you're playing co-op. And one thing that you really need to worry about for this one is the freaking hellhounds, because they will blow up on the rover and deal a ton of damage. Also, if the rover ends up rolling into any fire on the ground from the hellhounds, it will also take damage, which is so annoying. My friend helped me out with this one greatly, and I would highly recommend just getting a friend to help you with this one, because it's a pain in the butt. Next up guys is Crack the Shell. Destroy 50 pieces of armor with the Shatter Blast ammo mod. This one took me the absolute longest, and I was really annoyed because I had to play Outbreak for this one, and I'm still not 100% sure how this one works, but it seems like whenever I get my gun Pack-a-Punch and have Shatter Blast and shoot at any of the manglers in the chest plate and then just end up killing them, it seems to count. Now you will kill like a bunch of armored zombies and Shatter Blast will go off, but I honestly don't think they actually count. Like the normal zombies that have armor that start spawning in 20s, if you shoot them, it will say like armor broken like 5 or 6 times, and I don't think any of those count. So maybe it's a glitch and it's only working with manglers and panzers right now, or it just doesn't end up being the case for the challenge and you just have to kill elite zombies. So focus on panzers and manglers. This one took me like probably 5 or 6 hours of Outbreak to complete. It's very frustrating, and that was the last challenge that I ended up completing for this season. Next up is Suppressing Fire. In Outbreak, kill 10 hellhounds before they enter the structure during the holdout objective. So this one was the second longest one for me because you have to get holdout. So I ended up just restarting and getting holdout, and then really turn my volume up And as soon as I hear a hellhound spawn, I try to go to the window that's coming in and pre-fire the absolute hell out of this window, because they will come from any direction and just like randomly blow up at the window. So you really need to listen so carefully for this one. Now, one really nice thing, and you can only get lucky if you end up getting this one, is the new objective or holdout that was added to Gorlova actually counts. So if you're inside of the objective and the hellhounds get inside, any zombie that you kill inside of that objective area will be considered a kill outside of the structure. So you can just sit in a corner, and if hellhounds spawn and jump into the room, you can still kill them. I only got 2 this way, but honestly, it's not that bad, but it can be a little grindy if you have to restart a bunch for the holdouts. Next up is Rude Awakening. Revive yourself 10 times by killing an enemy while down with the tier 5 quick revive perk. So what I would recommend for this one is just buying quick revive on a low round, and make sure you're like near a group of zombies. You can knife them quickly, down on purpose, knife the zombies, get up, and just repeat that process on the lower rounds. Just buy quick revive for 2,500 points and just keep doing it over and over and over to get it over with, or you can get it over time, which can also be another option. Next up is Blood Transfusion. Heal yourself for 5,000 health while using the tier 5 of melee weapon class skill. So if you guys don't really know what this does, basically when you knife a zombie, you're going to get 15 health back. So you need a little over 300 kills using a melee weapon in order to get this challenge done. It's not that hard, but make sure you let a zombie hit you so that you can regain health, and then knife a zombie for that 15 extra health added, and you should be able to complete it fairly quickly. This one's a pretty cool calling card as well. Next up, guys, is Back in My Day. And for this one, in Outbreak, complete 3 objectives and exfil with only your loadout weapon with no upgrade. So for this one, guys, I ended up using one of the best weapons, which is the Gallo. I also had a friend with me in this game, so he was able to upgrade his weapons and get like a chopper gunner and all that stuff for the final exfil. And then I kind of just hung out and tried to kill, but honestly, when your guns are red and you don't really have anything to upgrade, it can be a little tough. You can buy perks and you can use like score streaks. So I would recommend getting like a death machine if your friend's going to call in a chopper gunner. You can do this solo, but I found that even playing solo, it's really hard when you run out of your kill streak, because the gun is going to do basically no damage at round 3, because it scales. It's basically round like 20 on round 3. So you're going to have a really hard time killing zombies. Next up, guys, is Specially Made. Eliminate 50 special or elite enemies with launchers or special weapons. So if you're playing on PlayStation, I would highly recommend playing Onslaught Containment for this one. If you don't play on PlayStation, just play Outbreak over and over and over, and you should be able to get this one fairly quickly. I recommend using either the ballistic knife or the crossbow for this one. Launchers aren't really that good for killing elite enemies, and if you upgrade the ballistic knife, you can get multiple kills really quickly. If you don't want to play Onslaught, you can play Firebase Z, because obviously you get a lot of manglers and mimics, so that's probably the second best option for this challenge. Next up, guys, is Pull. Shoot down 25 Tempest bolts, so obviously you have to play Outbreak for this one. I ended up just finding one of the Tempest and just boosted off the Tempest the entire time. So basically you have to blow up the shot in air. Sometimes it's a little hard to aim perfectly for this one, but you should be able to take them out fairly easily. Next up is Unshakable. Survive 5 Demented Echo ambushes. So for this one, you have to get the Hush medal by killing the Demented Echoes. I made a guide for all the Demented Echo locations, but I only have Alpine, Ruka, and Gorlova when those 3 maps were out. So I would just recommend doing it on those 3 maps. I haven't really looked for all the locations on the new maps. Maybe that's a future video if you guys want that, but I will have that video linked down below so you guys know exactly where to look in your games. And you only have to get 5 hush medals. It's pretty easy, and it's also one of the challenges to get the most recent season done. Like season 2 challenges had a thing where you need to get hush medals as well. And last but not least is salvageable. Kill 250 enemies with lethal equipment. So this includes C4, but I recommend using tomahawks because all you have to do is buy more than 1 tomahawk, and every time you throw it, you just have to run over the dead body and pick it back up. So I just ran around and threw tomahawks, collected them over and over, and ended up getting that one done really quickly in like 1 game. Now, I would recommend playing Firebase Z and staying in the spawn room for this one. It's really easy to get kills quickly, and it will always insta-kill 1 zombie guaranteed. And sometimes you can get collaterals, which is really nice. So you do need 100 of the low-grade salvage, and then you can just keep throwing it at zombies. So anyways, guys, those are all the challenges for Season 3. It did take a while, and I'm happy that I'm done. So I'm going to be going back to Dead Ops Arcade and ranking up, and also working on the 1 billion score Dark Ops calling card because I'm really excited for that one. But let me know what you guys think of Season 3 so far. Obviously, I wanted a brand new map to come out, but it seems like that's going to be coming out at the beginning of Season 4, which is really unfortunate. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. My name is GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.